I have been watching Love is Blind Season 3 on Netflix. And as someone who helps people to release the emotional baggage from their past relationships so they can have a good relationship, it's been tough to watch Matt. So let me break down what is going on with Matt here. So what do we know? We know that Matt had a long relationship. I believe it was a marriage with someone who cheated on him, which is awful. I truly feel for him. It's not his fault. And I really do feel bad that he had to experience that. It's a difficult and painful thing to overcome. What's been difficult for me to watch is to see that he's still carrying around a lot of that baggage from being cheated on. And you could see this very clearly in the way he was showing up with Colleen. Now, I can't say for sure if he hasn't gone to therapy or done some coaching or some healing to address these wounds, but it didn't look like he had done that much. It still seemed pretty raw for him. So what I want to talk about today is what happens. Like, what does it look like? What does it do to you? What does it do to your relationships when you don't address your emotional baggage? When you're just carrying it around into your next relationship. So if you haven't watched it yet, or if you need a little bit of a refresher, I'm going to talk very briefly about some of the dynamics that were happening in the pods on Love is Blind. So Colleen was a single, and as she was dating in the pods, she had a connection with a couple different people, but in particular, she had a connection with another man besides Matt, who she ended up being with. His name was Cole. And so there ended up being this pool party and this scene where Cole was saying that he was very attracted to Colleen. Colleen kind of acted like, okay, yeah, that's very nice, thank you. Yeah, I'd be attracted to you too. Seemingly innocent on her end. I don't know what Cole's intentions were, but Matt didn't take kindly to this at all. And what I want to say here is that throughout this season, Colleen has seemed really into Matt. Like, once they figured out that they were going to be together, she seemed like she really adored him and was really into him. So I'm not really doubting Colleen's feelings for him. But what we saw from Matt was a lot of jealousy. A lot of thinking, oh my God, this chick is going to cheat on me. This chick is going to betray me. I can't trust her. And at different points, we see Matt giving her a really hard time because it seems like he's very afraid that Colleen is going to leave him for someone else, maybe even Cole. I was also a bit uncomfortable watching the scenes where Matt was getting very upset at her and getting very angry and raising his voice. Not cool, not a great sign, but that's a subject for a different video here. But in one of the episodes, we actually see Matt flipping out, getting ready to leave the relationship, like packing his bags because Colleen went to a club at night, where I think it sounded like they were all meeting up together, and he went home and she decided to go with her friends to a club. And the thing that I loved about that episode is we see Bartise being the voice of reason in this situation, telling Matt, hey man, like, she's just going to the club. This is something that you can work through. It doesn't mean that she's cheating on you. It doesn't mean that she's betraying you here. So what we're really witnessing throughout this season with Matt is his overreaction to what Colleen is doing, or what he perceives she's not doing because of his baggage from the past. And I actually thought that these two were not going to end up getting married. Spoiler alert here, they did get married. But I thought that Matt was carrying around so much baggage from his past that he was actually going to destroy the relationship. I really thought that that was what was going to happen. It looked like it was. Because of what happened to him in his past, he consistently thinks that he's getting played. I think he actually says that. I'm going to get played here. And I don't know if these two will last. I mean, I hope they do. I hope they're happy. I hope they can work together to heal some of these things. But I don't know. It seems like that jealousy, that insecurity, that fear, that might actually be the thing that ends up breaking their relationship up. We'll see. Now, I'm not judging Matt here. I can completely empathize with going through a really difficult, painful relationship and not being in the place where you're healed from that, where you've done enough healing to be able to see things objectively in the relationship and not jump to, well, I must be being cheated on here. You can probably empathize too. You might have been hurt in love. Maybe you've been cheated on. Maybe you know exactly how Matt is feeling. And so no judgment from me here. But what we're getting is a front row seat into what it looks like when you don't let go of your emotional baggage. You can destroy a promising relationship because of this stuff, because of the fears you have. Because what past pain does, what past emotional baggage does, is it puts this little filter over our eyes. And if our filter is, I got cheated on, people are going to betray me, and you see the world through that filter, you're going to see signs of cheating and betrayal everywhere when they're not really there. And for the person who's on the other side of that, it's very difficult to be on the receiving end of that. It's very difficult to stay in a relationship where the person doesn't trust you, where they're taking out their stuff from the past on you, who hasn't cheated on them, who hasn't betrayed them. It really does impact our present relationships. And the good news is it doesn't have to be that way. We can heal, and we can absolutely do our best not to take out what we experienced in the past on our current partner. Because this is where a lot of their problems stemmed from. Colleen, I think, was thinking that maybe this wasn't the right relationship for her because of how Matt was responding to certain things that she did or didn't do. So it almost did ruin their relationship. She was questioning whether he would have her back. She was questioning whether when things got tough, he would just leave, or would he be able to stay and work things out? It seemed like she was struggling with knowing whether she could really trust him or not. And so if this is you, if you recognize yourself in Matt, even if it's just a little bit, then you might have some emotional baggage from your past. And if that is you, you have come to the right place. I work with women one-on-one to help them to release their emotional baggage. I actually do this through energy healing and guided meditations, which are very similar to hypnosis. I also use EFT, which is tapping. It's different ways to get to the root of where this stuff is coming from, the emotional event from the past, the emotional energy, and we release it. So if you want to release your emotional baggage and make sure that you're not carrying that into your next relationship, then check out the link in the description here for my Living Free Finding Love program. If you're on a quest to be the healthiest that you can be in a relationship, then check out this video here for how to be emotionally available. It's one of my most popular videos, and I hope it helps you.